Good morning, students. Today in Zoom class, we have discussed the accounting terms till 25 of your notes. Now I will start with the 26th one, that is bad debts. Bad debts. As we discussed during the terms discussion, that there is a trade receivable. Trade receivable is the amount which a company or a firm or a business has to receive on account of credit sale of goods. That is debtors and bills receivable. I have told you that this is the bill which has been accepted by the debtor for the payment which he has to make to the business, and in detail we'll discuss later on that bill of exchange, that can be bills receivable, that can be bills payable, and debtors, the person to whom you have sold goods on credit. And debtors is also known as book debts, or you can simply say debts. So, the debts which are bad, the payment for the debts which we are not receiving, which we can't receive, that is known as bad debts. 27 is the balance sheet. As discussed so many times, balance sheet is a statement, is a position statement which shows the position of assets and liabilities. It is a T-shaped format. On this side we take the liabilities, and on this side we take the assets while preparing the balance sheet. The next one is book value. I have told so many times that just concentrate on the name, book value. The value of any asset or any liability in which it has been shown in the books. Assets और liabilities की जो भी value आपने books में दिखाई है, that is book value. For example, one is the cost value or cost. You have purchased and fixed asset for 1 lakh. The year when you purchased it, you write down 1 lakh in the books. After 1 year, you depreciate the asset by 10,000 and you show this asset at 90,000 in your books. So the cost value of asset is 1 lakh and book value will be 90,000. This is the book value. After that, books of accounts. Books of accounts is that books of accounts in which record of the transaction of all the entries are recorded. It may be journal, it may be cash book, it may be bank passbook, it may be ledger. These are the books of accounts. Next is number 30, cost of goods sold. So again pay attention to the name only. Cost of which? Of the goods which is sold. So there is a formula to calculate the cost of goods sold, which is opening stock or inventory plus purchases. As I have discussed with you during the Zoom class, that purchase word will be used only for the purchases of goods not for the purchases of assets plus direct expenses minus closing inventory or closing stock. So what is this direct expense? I think opening inventory is clear. The stock which is lying unsold on the beginning of the accounting period. Purchases are clear. The purchase of goods only. Closing inventory is clear, which is the goods unsold lying at the closing date of a financial year or the accounting year. What is the direct expenses? Direct expenses are those expenses which have incurred before the goods reaches to its finished condition. Suppose you purchase raw material, you prepare the finished goods in your factory. So all the factory expenses which have been incurred before the goods has taken the position or the shape of the finished good is known as direct expenses. And it is not enough that the expenses of factory is sufficient, but even after the production of the goods, when we are ready with the finished products, we have to incur some expenses. Suppose selling expenses, distribution expenses, advertisement expenses, salary of the staff, rent of the showroom where you are selling the goods. So there are so many expenses which have been incurred after the goods has taken the position of finished goods. Goods has been prepared in our factory. Those expenses are called indirect expenses. Just I was explaining the direct expenses. In the calculation of cost of goods sold, only the direct expenses will be taken. But when I was explaining the direct, so that's why I have explained the indirect also. So this is the formula for cost of goods sold. Opening stock plus purchases plus direct expenses minus closing inventory. This stock and inventory is the same meaning. Earlier we were using the word stock. Nowadays we use inventory and stock both. After that there can be a formula. Let's discuss that later on. Next is credit. You can say that credit is the transaction when the goods is sold on credit. उधार सामान जब आप बेचते हो. But this credit is one side of account. When we prepare an account, this is a T-shaped format. It has two sides. On this side, we take the debit. On this side, we take the credit. Generally, the accounts are prepared in T-shaped format. This side is the debit side. This side is the credit side. And you are not aware about that which account should be debited and which account should be credited. Later on in the next chapters, we will discuss the rule of debit and credit. So if any account is to be credited, that will be taken on the credit side. If any account is to be debited, that will be taken on the debit side. Simply, I think debit is also clear. The next term is depreciation. In my first class, someone of you have asked what is the depreciation. Depreciation is the reduction in the value of fixed asset. Underline fixed asset. Fixed asset की वैल्यू में जो कमी आती है because of its use, its wear and tear and the passage of time. यानी whenever you buy a fixed asset, its value started decreasing from the same day only. If you buy a fixed asset like a car or something else, as soon as you reaches your home, suddenly if you want to sell it, you can't sell it on the same rate at which you have purchased it. So if you use it for 1 month or 2 months, then its value will decrease more. If any vehicle or any motor car met to an accident, that is wear and tear, then in that case or the if because of use, यानी जो भी आप फिक्स एसेट खरीदते हैं टाइम बीतने की वजह से, पुराने होने की वजह से, किसी टूट फूट वियर एंड टीयर की वजह से या उसके यूज की वजह से जो उसकी वैल्यू में रिडक्शन होता है, दैट इज नोन एज डेप्रीशिएशन. आफ्टर दैट, डेप्रीशिएशन के बाद नेक्स्ट है आपका एंटिटी. Entity is the word which means an economic unit. Entity यूज किया जाता है उस बिजनेस के लिए जो एक इकोनॉमिक यूनिट है और इकोनॉमिक एक्टिविटीज को परफॉर्म कर रहा है. जैसा कि मैंने आपको पहले ही बताया था कि एक बिजनेसमैन और एक बिजनेस, suppose A has started a business naming A and Company. In that case, A and Company is a business entity whose its own assets and liabilities, it owns or it governs the liability also, and it has its own expenses on incomes. So business entity is an economic unit which performs the economic activities. After that, entry. Number 35 is entry. I have told you that every transaction is to be recorded in the double entry system. So the transaction which are recorded, that is known as entry. Generally, we record the transaction in form of journal entry. So that is known as journal entry. After that, next is insolvent. Maybe some of the items are not there in your syllabus, but they'll be used in the account. So let's discuss all. Insolvent. What do you mean by insolvent? Insolvent is a business or an enterprise or a person who is not able to pay off its debts. यानी the person or the enterprise whose liabilities exceeds than his assets and he can't pay off its liabilities, that is known as insolvent. Next, proprietor. Proprietor is the owner of the business, or you can say proprietor is the person who invests money into the business, bears all the risks and enjoy all the profits. The person who is the owner of the business is known as proprietor. The next is rebate. We have discussed about the discount. Discount was the reduction in the price of goods or the reduction in the payments. We have discussed two types of discount. One was trade discount and one was cash discount. So trade discount is the discount which is allowed at the time of sales on the selling price of the products. And cash discount is allowed when you have to receive some money from someone. In that case, if you allow him some discount, that is known as cash discount. Trade discount is to be allowed to increase the sales amount, and cash discount is allowed to get the money quick or the fast. But what is this rebate? Rebate is also the reduction in the price. But this is the reduction in the price of the transaction which has already taken place. Suppose you have given 10,000 goods to someone, sold to him, and now you have to get the money. In that case, if you give some discount to that person on a past transaction, that is known as rebate. After that, solvent. Solvent is the opposite of the insolvent. Insolvent was a person or an enterprise who was not able to pay off its debts, and solvent will be the person or the enterprise who is able to pay off its debts in time. The next one is financial statements or final account. Final accounts. We have discussed so many times. Finally, the statements which is prepared as end results of accounting transactions are known as the financial statements. These can be divided into two parts. One is income statement and the other is position statement. Again, this income statement is also divided in your syllabus. One is trading account and the other is profit and loss account. And position statement is known as balance sheet. Trading account is the income statement which gives us the gross profit. With the help of preparing the trading account, we can get the gross profit of the business, and with the help of this gross profit, we prepare our profit and loss account in order to find out the net profits. This net profits will be added to the capital in the balance sheet as it will increase your owner's equity. So this is the financial statements. Now your accounting terms are complete. After watching this video, you can easily solve an illustration which is given in your statements. This is your homework for today. You have to complete that illustration and send me on my personal number. That's all for the day. Thank you.